Went sour, and I had a sidebar with Duane and said, hey, what are you doing and why are you doing it?
And it's not to say that you're not gonna go through some unholy stuff.
I can tell you, you can have a whole lot of stuff and be miserable out there.
The world of celebrity pairings is messier than we thought, guys, and it looks like certain Hollywood inhabitants are tired of these false pretense and ugly games. So Raye McCoy recently came forward shedding more light on the cringy narrative that looms over Tinseltown, and she openly blamed our ever-controversial couple Will and Pinkett Smith in turning celebs into Dell now. If you think what the heck Raye has to do with the Smiths, well, apparently her once glamorous and strong marriage fell apart, and while she first accused actor Duane Martin playing a role in this,
To be quite honest, then he became friends with Duane Martin. And when I introduced them, that was one of the worst things I ever did.
it seems like after digging deeper into that story, she uncovered the unpleasant facts that Duane himself was seduced and introduced to Dell activities by nonetheless the Smiths, who generously helped Duane with his financial problems in exchange of hot, sweaty nights with them.
There's no such thing as a bad experience. There's experiences you don't like,
And they hurt.
and they hurt.
You see, the divorce over cheating took a hard toll on Raye, and she cannot forget the fact that her husband chose to sleep with a bunch of others instead of her. What's even more gut-wrenching, it turned out that her hubby drawn into a bond with Duane Martin, who not only intruded upon their marital sanctity but callously paraded multiple high-profile industry acquaintances in front of her husband, disrespecting their union. With brazen audacity, in 2019, Raye stopped by the Wendy Williams icon, a purple couch, and chopped it up about her failed love life and what role actor Duane Martin played in ruining her marriage. Although the actress openly talked about how her husband was cheating on her, no one can suspect that she was not talking about women, but referring to Duane Martin himself.
My butler called and said, Mr. Martin is in the guest house and he's coming to the big house. And I thought that was disrespectful to even be in the guest house.
According to Lisa, the biggest marital problems for her have began when D. Martin became friends with her then husband, and apparently these two were sharing more than love for shenanigans and bashes. As she stated, somehow within that relationship, I lost my husband to Duane Martin, and they became better friends than what me and my husband did, and I couldn't understand that. For the love of God, apparently there was more than friendship between these two, because why else would Duane's wife Tisha Campbell abruptly filed for divorce after 2 decades of her marriage?
It just made sense because in this big pot, and I chose to go a different route.
Now you guys may ask, how does Will Smith fit into all of this? Well, you must know that Duane Martin and Will Smith are considered B since the 90s, and the rumors about their bromance crossing all lines have been swirling since that time, apparently, as Raye saying it was Will Smith who began the fruity chain and turned his best friend Duane into a man-loving person, tricking him into his bed after flaunting cash in front of Martin's 9 so the cash-strapped actor just couldn't say no.
I've always been fearless in just going, oh, I'll start something that I really enjoy that I don't know a whole lot about.
But you see, it's not all that simple in Hollywood, and both actors had to maintain their marriages for decades, despite their seemingly happy unions, with women persistent whispers about the nature of the friendship between Duane Martin and Will Smith continued to linger, and now we are getting closer to understand the whole cab of their entanglements and the cringy affairs they have been involved in, really understood like that dynamic, because I went through that personally within myself. Now, R says, there's more and more similar things between her own failed marriage and Tisha Campbell's personal misfortunes, and Duane Martin is the key figure in both messy stories because of his money problems. And guess where Martin took a hefty loan? Well, it was an incredible generosity of Will and Jada Pinkett Smith to give away $1.4 million to their fellow actor. This is noble. It kind of makes people wonder what Duane had to do to get this amount of money from the celebrity couple. I understand. You know how shocking that was for people, man. The email from 2012 obtained by the press show that Duane needed the money to save his law home, and he asked his good friend Will for a loan, so Smith gave Martin the $1.4 million. When Martin was asked to turn over his laptop for investigation of a scam, several interesting files were discovered there. As one trustee said, the laptop also contains a laptop. Also contains of personal photos which are confidential, privileged, and unrelated to any legitimate interest of The court, including confidential communications with other public figures regarding private, non-financial matters. Now I wonder who was depicted on those photos, and it seems like we all know the answer. Duane and Will playing intimate games, and Jada probably taking part in the shenanigans, making Martin work every single quarter off in bed with them. All you didn't know where it was going to end up. You took the journey, but you listened to your inner voice. Fans have been asking questions about the family toxic side for years. And now apparently it's not just limited to Jay's affairs, but reveal a more sinister side of the Smiths' influence on Hollywood. As one person commented, "I always knew something was wrong with that family ever since I seen the son on Oprah stand up all arrogant instead of kind and humble. I knew." And another user added, "Celebrity relationships have been weird. Anybody really surprised in 20,223? Now it looks like the whole Hollywood was pretty hush about this story, and the revelation of such a scandal could tarnish W. Smy's reputation in the industry as a funny man and a family person. There were even speculations that he was worried about pure nightmare, but nevertheless pursued to share a chunk of his wealth with Duane. Apparently, this is the amount of money that turns a straight person into deal these days, and knowing that Duane had a lot of problems with finances, he couldn't say no. All these other things that I do, and you're doing them, and that's what beautiful man." And newly unsealed documents, including emails and text messages, show the actor feared the worst if the loan was made public. Text messages exchanged between Will and Dee revealed that Duane agreed to participate in Will's intimate shenanigans after being pressured by the actor and wife Jada. Apparently, it was initially Jada's idea to get herself entertained like this, and Will had to find a way to please his wife and keep her mind away from blurting out family secrets in public. Will, as he can't be this perfect, idealized husband, so the Smiths financially assisted Duane Martin, providing a substantial sum of $1.4 million for his needs, and it would all have been covered if not the bankruptcy scandal that Martin was involved in. This revelation surfaced during a tumultuous period for Duane and Tisha Campbell-Martin marked by bankruptcy and eventual divorce, adding fodder to the ongoing conjecture. Moreover, reports surfaced about the Smiths treating Duane to lavish trips, further fanning the flames of speculation about how they basically bought his compliance in silence. I think I went a little bit too far with this one. I wasn't paying attention in 2020. Rumors about a potential romantic connection between Will Smith and Duane resurfaced, triggered by an enigmatic Instagram post from Tisha saying the truth always comes out in the end, no matter how hard anyone tries to hide it. The cryptic post stirred more curiosity among fans and prompting assumptions about Duane's past and how low he had sunk with his financial woes. Like, no one knows this, and I'm revealing this right now, despite W. and Jada pulling all strings to cover the scandal from coming out. Apparently there was another person who wanted the truth to surface, and it was Tisha Campbell. You see, amidst that bankruptcy case, she found out that her hubby had some hidden assets, and she had no choice but to drag Will into this case. Tisha and Duane Martin were in the middle of a nasty divorce and separate bankruptcy battle. In their bankruptcy, Duane was accused of hiding a Chatsworth mansion under a company named Roxy LC, and due to much of her horror, Tisha found out that Will Smith loaned Due $1.4 million to save that house at one point, and she connected all the dots in the story, leading her to the only possible conclusion. She talked about the relationship between her and Martin for years. We know that they've been estranged now with the newly surfaced allegations about Will Smith and Martin's romance. All the victims of this union and the hurt women are coming forward with their truth, while Will and Jada try to wave off the rumors. The voices of Lisaraye and Tisha Campbell do sound loud in this never-stopping Tinseltown chit-chat. As for Lisa, she feels pretty hurt about the whole story, and she wants the Smiths to admit the truth about their impact on Duane's fluidity and how it triggered the chain of high-profile divorces, including her own. We've all made mistakes, and we all have to learn from that. But when you start doing it and being messy enough to do it amongst family amidst these discussions, there's a persistent belief among fans regarding Duane's alleged intimate relationships with men, with some speculating that Will and Jada might have played a role in introducing him to that aspect of his life. As one person commented, "Everyone knows they are all into some weird stuff," and another user added, "Hollywood is so disgusting, these people haven't zero moral well. Certain affairs in Hollywood are still beyond the comprehension of people, And it's likely that these speculations are just a tip of an iceberg. Now I want to hear your opinion, guys. Do you believe that there's a cobweb of entanglement with Will and Duane being in the middle of that? Let me know what you're thinking, and in the meanwhile, don't forget to check my other videos. Well, that's it for now.